Good morning everyone. Basa na tayo natin sariling libro guys. Kapwa ko Filipino, magbasa na tayo natin sariling history. History book of the Filipino people by Agoncillo and Guerrero. Today is History of the Filipino people by Agoncillo and Guerrero. Ayun, nakorek ko na. Nandito na tayo sa part 6, the Third Republic. Topic number 27 na tayo, profile of the economy. Basa. 27. Profile of the economy. The destruction of the national economy as a result of the war posed serious problems of subsistence and of peace and order. In such circumstances, the leaders of the nation could only rely on the United States for financial and other material aid. The hundreds of millions of dollars given to the Philippines by the United States in the form of cash and surplus property were used to rehabilitate agriculture, commerce, trade, and industry. Some of it, however, went to the pockets of dishonest officials. There were marked increases in the gross national output and income, but the cost of living as a whole continues to soar, or at least to remain static on the basis of the immediate post-liberation years. At the same time, labor grew and continues to grow, demanding increases in wages and better living conditions. The total picture of the national economy has improved, but the improvements are not sufficient to bring down the cost of living, which has remained one of the highest in the world. Agricultural production. The destruction caused by the last World War told heavily on the productive capacity of the people and their standards of living. With financial help from the United States, however, the government in the first 10 years of the Republic had succeeded in at least partially solving the minor economic problems. Thus, for instance, crop production from 1946 to 1956 increased from 3,507,200 metric tons to almost double the amount of 6,274,900 metric tons. This increased production was the upshot of the expanded area planted to food crops and the application of improved means of increasing the yield per hectare, such as the use of fertilizer, irrigation, the use of bitter seeds, and the effective use of chemicals against plant pests and diseases. Production of export crops also increased tremendously from 315,500 metric tons in 1946 to 2,770,000 in 1956, with copra and sugar leading all export crops. Other export crops like avocado, tobacco, and their byproducts have not so far completely recovered from the effects of the last war. In other sectors of the agricultural economy, there has been partial recovery. Fish production increased from 96,000 metric tons in 1946 to 388,800 metric tons in 1956, resulting in reduced fish importation, which amounted in 1946 to 1950 to 36,540 metric tons and to 31,690 metric tons in 1951 to 1954. Mahina ako pagpasensya na. Mahina ako talaga sa math. Mahina ako sa numbers. Kaya yung basa ko is mabagal. Livestock and poultry to registered significant improvement, which led to an increase in meat supply. The livestock population, which numbered 3,596,200 in 1946, increased to 10,297,600 in 1956, and that of poultry from 7,516,000 to 49,632,600 in the same period. The post-war demands of rehabilitation and reconstruction also led to increased activity in the lumber and timber industry. In 1946, timber and lumber production amounted to only 91 million board feet and 29 million board feet, respectively. These numbers soared in 1964 to 2,530,000,000,000. Ay no. Ilang kama ba to? 1,000. Ulitin ko ha. This number soared in 1964 to 2,530,582,711 board feet. Ayan, nakuha ko na. Of production was the outcome of local and foreign demands, thus making the timber and lumber industry the third biggest industry in the Philippines today. Domestic trade added to the grave economic problems resulting from the war. The economy also suffered from alien control of the domestic trade. It was to lessen this alien hold on domestic trade that the government passed remedial measures. These measures, known as nationalization laws, included the Market Stalls Act 1946, which provides that the citizens of the Philippines shall have preference in the list of public market stalls. The Retail Trade Nationalization Law 1954, which provides that no person, partnership, association, or capital which is not wholly owned by Filipino citizens shall engage in the retail trade. The Filipino Retailers Fund Act 1955, which provides that credit facilities be extended to Filipino retailers. The NAMARCO Act 1955, which provides for the establishment of the National Marketing Corporation, NAMARCO, a government corporation charged with assisting Filipino retailers and businessmen by supplying them with goods at prices that would enable them to compete in the open market. These laws and scores of other nationalization laws dealing with natural resources, public utilities, trade, commerce, and industry are meant to loosen the stranglehold and industry are meant to loosen the strangled hold of aliens in domestic trade. The Philippines is probably the only country where foreigners enjoy a great advantage in business matters over the Filipinos. With the passage of the various nationalization laws, the opening of new roads, the improvements in public utilities, and the extension of credit facilities to Filipino retailers and merchants, domestic trade is gradually being placed in the hands of Filipinos. The only stumbling block in the realization of the program, this program, is the attitude of some Filipinos in allowing themselves to be the dummies of aliens. Marami nito. Yung nagdadami guys ng pero foreigner ang may-ari. The Anti-Dummy Board, however, is exerting its efforts to bring to court those guilty of acting as dummies for alien capitalists, but their efforts so far have netted but a slight number of those charged and punished for violating the anti-dummy law. Hanggang dito lang muna guys, focus na itong foreign trade and commerce. Bye everyone, God bless.